with the rest made up of smaller groups and companies. Nevertheless, in this era, firms valued at several hundred million or even over a billion are not considered insignificant on a national scale. After breakfast, Chen Xiao made a decisive call to Yin Bingxin. Surprised, Yin Bingxin noted that Chen Xiao seldom took the initiative to contact her, especially since they had just met the previous day. "Hello, what is up? Missing your sister?" Chen Xiao replied. "You no longer hold shares in Qingning Pharmaceuticals, do you?" She confirmed, "Indeed, I only possess a 10% stake in Ocean Real Estate. I've mostly divested from everything else. However, Qingning Pharmaceuticals is my mother's enterprise, and I will reclaim it in due time." Chen Xiao jested. "Well, then work diligently, earn money, and I shall marry a boss lady by the end of the year." To which Yin Bingxin retorted, "If you dare to use the money I earn to marry, don't expect me to hold back. I might just ensure your wife leaves you." Wow, this girl is truly fierce. Chen Xiao chuckled. "Just joking. I'm an advocate of remaining unmarried. My main purpose is to encourage you to make me money, don't worry. That is more like it. Otherwise, how could I reconcile working for you?" She teased. "You didn't call just for this, did you?" Chen Xiao admitted. "To say I didn't would be a slight exaggeration." "What is it then? Could you share your friend's phone number from abroad?" Yin Bingxin responded indignantly. "No idea. See, you're the one playing matchmaker and getting jealous at the same time." Chen Xiao remarked. "I can't be behind her." She pouted. "All right, I want to pry. Just be careful in Bei Province. The locals are quite fierce, so watch out for trouble." This piqued Yin Bingxin's interest. "You're right. The local demeanor is indeed robust. Whenever I feel overwhelmed with work, I enjoy strolling the streets at night. Just by staring at someone, there's an 80% chance of provoking a fight, which helps me relieve stress before I happily return home to sleep." Chen Xiao was speechless, realizing she was essentially seeking free sparring partners. He silently mourned for the residents of Bei Province for a moment. "Well, as long as you're happy. I must get back to work. I'm off to play golf," he concluded. "Dreaded capitalist. Goodbye," Yin Bingxin exclaimed. Chen Xiao chuckled as he hung up the phone, knowing he couldn't truly go golfing, but rather had to head down the mountain to the office. Lin Yinyu, this young lady, was becoming increasingly adept at her work. Not only did she manage her life with precision, but she also excelled in various tasks and reception duties. Upon seeing Chen Xiao, she greeted him with a warm smile. "Boss, you're back," and graciously took his coat to drape over her arm. "The company is doing quite well, isn't it?" "Indeed, everything is progressing smoothly. Would you care for a drink? Perhaps some Hong Pao?" "Has Yen Ran returned home?" "Yes. She has gone to visit her parents and should be back in a couple of days. There's no need to rush. She should spend some extra time with her family." "You sisters have worked hard," Lin Yinyu remarked. "It's not hard at all. I find joy in my work." "Thank you, boss." Chen Xiao nodded and said yes. "Please call Su Tang over." "Certainly." Chen Xiao returned to the long-missed office, where everything remained unchanged, immaculate and pristine, just as he had left it. Even the arrangement of items on the desk was identical. The waters of Chien Lake remained crystal clear, with yachts quietly docked at the pier. Soon, Su Tang arrived. "Boss, it's been a while." "Haha, indeed. How have you been lately?" "Very well. Watching the company thrive daily fills me with motivation." Chen Xiao smiled and said, "The easy days are about to come to an end. We are gearing up for something substantial." Su Tang perked up, realizing the boss was ready to embark on a grand venture once more. "Whatever you command, I'll arrange it immediately." Chen Xiao nodded, instructing, "Once the market opens, use our own funds to establish a position in Atlantic Capital Group, then mortgage shares of Ocean Entertainment Group to secure a loan of 20 billion for contingencies." "Understood." In the Atlantic Capital Group office, Yin Ziyuan wore a smile. This was indeed an era of booming real estate across the nation. In a bid to seize a significant share of this burgeoning opportunity, Ocean Real Estate Group had just completed its strategic layout. To date, they had acquired over 20 plots of land in major cities nationwide, with as many as 15 construction projects underway, while actively preparing for the next round of land auctions. "Chairman, we still have a funding gap of approximately 10 billion, reported Yin Yin. Within the company, she dared not use their informal titles. For Yin Ziyuan, 10 billion was hardly a concern. He could easily secure funds by mortgaging 2 projects. "Leave the financial matters to me. You should head to Magic City and prepare for the land auction." "Yes." After Yin Yin exited, another subordinate entered to report, "Chairman, a plot has come available in Yindu, within the 3rd Ring Road, in an excellent location. Here are the project details." Yin Ziyuan paused, realizing that the plot in Magic City was essential for the company's next steps. It was unexpected that a suitable plot had also emerged in Yindu at the same time. Though the financial chain was beginning to tighten, Yin Ziyuan was unwilling to relinquish the opportunity. In core cities, prime plots are scarce. Every piece released diminishes the available options. Please leave the details here. I will review them. Yes. After the market opened, Atlanta Capital Group experienced little volatility. Chun Xiao continued to arrange for shares to be quietly acquired, establishing positions. Given the modest fluctuations in trading volume, the more than $7 billion in available funds sufficed. The 15th was still 2 days away, and it was likely there would be little market movement during this period. After observing for a while, Chun Xiao departed the company and returned to school in a phaeton. It had been a long time since his last visit, and with the weather turning colder, the tall figures on campus had vanished from sight. The more intricate outfits have, paradoxically, provided handsome men and beautiful women with a greater canvas for self-expression. Of course, this phenomenon also highlights the disparities in familial circumstances. Those with affluent backgrounds don the latest cotton jackets and designer winter footwear, while those from less fortunate backgrounds still wear outdated garments, occasionally revealing remnants of down feathers. Upon returning to the dormitory, if it weren't for Xiao Ji's solitary sofa, one might easily mistake it for another dorm. Goodness, how had you become so emaciated? Xiao Ji lamented, his face a portrait of despair. I can scarcely find enough to eat, Brother Xiao. Only when I go out with my Ijia can I indulge in a hearty meal, but by the end of the night, she has drained me dry. Eating feels like an exercise in futility. Chun Xiao responded, for heaven's sake, look at your predicament. If it comes to that, why not find a part-time job? Xiao Ji shook his head resolutely, declaring, working part-time is simply not an option. Chun Xiao was at a loss for words, exclaiming, you will surely starve. Just a few days delivering takeout would suffice for your meals. Stubbornly, Xiao Ji insisted, I can't do it anymore. Brother Xiao, is there any job where I can earn money while lying down? Chun Xiao replied, damn it. Then perhaps you should seek out a wealthy woman. A spark ignited in Xiao Ji's eyes. This is feasible, Brother Xiao. I can manage this. Chun Xiao was thoroughly astounded. However, Xiao Ji's suggestion prompted Chun Xiao to recall the affluent women's club founded by Haonan and He Dusheng, a place he had long wished to visit but never had the opportunity. Observing Xiao Ji's current condition, he genuinely feared that one day he might find him perishing from hunger in the dormitory. Get dressed. We are going to find a wealthy woman? Yes. Sound great. Before long, Xiao Ji, clad in the so-called designer clothing he had procured at great cost, followed Chun Xiao downstairs. He anticipated taking a bus, or at the very least, a taxi, but was taken aback to find a private car waiting by the roadside. This is my friend's. Get in, Chun Xiao stated. Oh, all right. Without waiting for Chun Xiao to make his move, Xiao Ji eagerly occupied the front passenger's seat, believing it to be the prime location. The back seat, in his view, was for those unaccustomed to taxi rides. Chun Xiao shook his head with a smile as he settled into the back seat. Xiao Ji surveyed his surroundings and noted that the interior of the car appeared quite different from its exterior. Assuming old Lu was the owner, he inquired, Uncle, what model of Volkswagen is this? Why does it seem different from others? Just as old Lu was about to respond, Chun Xiao interjected, it's a Passat. I bought it secondhand and customized it myself. Ah, Xiao Ji realized that explains it. The modifications are impressive. Chun Xiao, as the car drove out of the campus, reveled in the comfortable experience, silently vowing that when he became wealthy, he would also acquire a second-hand Passat and modify it to such standards. The vehicle soon arrived at by Haonan's club. Xiao Ji gazed at the luxurious decor, his eyes gleaming with admiration. This was the upscale venue he had always dreamt of. Bai Haonan happened to be present that day, and upon spotting Chun Xiao, he was taken aback. What the hell? Brother Chun, what brings you here? In this current climate, Bai Haonan found himself stripped of the privilege to compete against his rivals, though he had come to terms with reality, likely influenced by Lanqing's frequent admonitions. Oh, it's nothing. I just brought a classmate along for a visit. Bai Haonan's gaze shifted to the emaciated Xiao Ji, who appeared like a stray dog. Hello, brother. He greeted. Hello? Xiao Yi replied somewhat awkwardly. Chun Xiao interjected. My classmate is seeking a part-time job. Could you facilitate this? Upon hearing this, Xiao Ji's eyes sparkled with excitement. Bai Haonan, speechless, thought to himself that this country bumpkin was oblivious to the undertakings at hand. Chun Xiao should have known better. Ahem. Chingu, could we have a word privately? Bai Haonan suggested. Of course, Chun Xiao replied. Once they had stepped aside, Bai Haonan remarked, Chunga, I'm involved in that line of work. Chun Xiao chuckled. I am well aware. Why else would I approach you? Bai Haonan retorted, damn it. Do you harbor some grudge against your classmate? All right, I understand. What do you need from me? Bai Haonan inquired. Chun Xiao cautioned, do not disclose my identity. Ensure his safety and let him work normally. Understood. I will make the necessary arrangements, Bai Haonan affirmed. All right then, Chun Xiao replied. Hey, Chingu, shall we have a meal together sometime? I was thoughtless before, and I'd like to make amends. Chen Xiao laughed. No problem. Bai Haonan felt elated. Dining with Chen Xiao was not an opportunity afforded to everyone. As for arranging personnel, the establishment was indeed short-staffed. Xiao Wang, take this brother to familiarize him, and provide urgent training. There's an event tonight. Understood, boss, Xiao Wang responded. After Chen Xiao facilitated Xiao Ji's arrangements and gave him a brief tour, he departed the club. Upon returning to the dormitory, he felt a sense of relief. Ah, how tranquil. Chen Xiao recalled that in his previous life, he had never enjoyed a peaceful night as sleep in the dorm. Tonight, that dream would finally be realized. Before long, Lu Xian returned. Wow, he actually came back. Where's Xiao Ji? Off. Selling himself again? Chen Xiao replied. This time he should fetch a good price. Lu Xian dismissed it casually. Now that you're back, I should report on our progress. Our food delivery service has completely captured the university town and surrounding social market, and we have resolved the new challenges we've encountered. Our next step is to expand citywide and officially enter a phase of rapid development. Lu Xian, while discussing work, exuded a certain businesslike demeanor. Chen Xiao chuckled. If you're short on funds, just say so. Why beat around the bush? Lu Xian grinned. Can we secure financing? Rest assured, there will be no issues. We will soon initiate the funding round. Great. Chen Xiao mused that for the food delivery service to achieve rapid growth and seize market share, substantial financial backing was essential. Relying solely on meager profits to expand would only allow competitors to dominate the nation long before they ventured beyond Jinning. As they spoke, an unexpected knock resounded at the door. Lu Xian opened it to reveal Su Ying. What brings you here? Chen Xiao observed a rather delicate young lady, whose face was streaked with tears, her eyes swollen and red. Xian Gu, Abba has passed away. She sobbed. Lu Xian hesitated, and Chen Xiao furrowed his brow, pondering why she would seek Lu Xian instead of returning home after her father's demise. Lu Xian inquired, did you administer the wrong medication? Su Ying shook her head in tears. I did not err. Abba is simply gone. How pitiful. Chen Xiao could not restrain himself. Ahem, your father has passed. Shouldn't you return home promptly? Su Ying responded with shock. Lu Xian, startled, quickly explained, Wo Xiaozi, don't say that. Abba is just a dog. Chen Xiao replied. Damn, I'm sorry, miss. Su Ying, perhaps genuinely heartbroken, paid him no heed, her mouth agape as she sobbed uncontrollably. Lu Xian immediately found himself flustered. Uncertain of the relationship between the two, Chen Xiao could only raise his eyebrows and question Lu Xian. Lu Xian discreetly touched his fingers together. Chen Xiao instantly understood. Clearing his throat, he made a gesture as if to embrace. Lu Xian shook his head in refusal. Chen Xiao was at a loss. It seemed they were likely in the early stages of a relationship. Please, stop crying. I'll buy you another one later. Woo. Abba was the token of our love. I only want Abba. Lu Xian retorted. I've said it before. It's not easy to raise such a creature. It would be much better to have 5 turtles like me. Su Ying chimed in. Yes, if you take good care of them, perhaps you could gift me one. Lu Xian couldn't help but chuckle. Who will be foolish enough to raise turtles like you? Seeing her smile through her tears, Lu Xian felt a wave of relief. Hee, then you can take care of me. I'm easy to maintain. Su Ying's cheeks flushed as she glanced at Chen Xiao and whispered, who will want to take care of you? I'm hungry. Treat me to a meal. All right, let's go. Hey, Xiaozi, are you coming? Just as Chen Xiao was about to respond, Lu Xian interjected. Oh, if not, then forget it. We'll go. Damn it. If it weren't for the fact that this guy is struggling with love, I would have certainly confronted you right here. Get lost, get lost. I'm not interested in your meal. Lu Xian laughed and turned back, winking cheekily, his expression irking Chen Xiao. Damn, tonight is going to be blissful for you. Chen Xiao relished the rare tranquility, sleeping alone in the dormitory. Lying in bed, his thoughts involuntarily drifted to Sophia, the fiery foreign beauty who had left countless memories on this bed. Unfortunately, there had been no word from her since. Yet, the exhilarating feelings she evoked remained indelible in his mind. After some contemplation, Chen Xiao picked up his phone and dialed Li Wenli. Her exotic beauty, though distinct from Sophia's, was equally captivating in its own right. Come on my dorm for a bit. Huh? Now? Yes, indeed. Is there anyone else in your dorm? No, just me. Oh, okay. All right. After hanging up, an entire hour passed before there was a gentle knock at the door. Chen Xiao got up to open it, and a wave of fragrant shower gel wafted in. Li Wenli immediately slipped inside, exclaiming, You scared me. I almost bumped into a classmate. Chen Xiao pulled her into an embrace. Li Wenli let out a slight gasp, playfully scolding, You didn't tell me you were back. Chen Xiao chuckled. I just arrived and called you right away. Li Wenli pouted. Though unconvinced, she chose not to dwell on it. Chen Xiao's chest always stirred something profound within her. On this cold winter night, the two sought warmth in each other's presence. Thankfully, Chen Xiao's comforter was thick enough, otherwise, they might have frozen amidst their antics. In the empty dormitory, only their breaths filled the silence. The heater on the table emits a gentle, warm yellow glow, enveloping the room in a cozy warmth that distorts the very air around it. The waves of heat rise, causing the temperature to soar, even making the foreheads of those in the winter night break out in a sheen of sweat. In Chapter 326, The Value Has Soared, Chen Xiao experiences a different kind of joy in the same location. It is not until the neighboring strong guy knocks on the wall that tranquility descends. Despite the chill of the winter night, Li Wenli is curled up in a warm embrace, sleeping sweetly, a rare night indeed. Chen Xiao is oblivious to what Xiao Ji is currently experiencing, nor does he know if Lu Xin has succeeded. The thought amuses him. Is it possible that the three individuals in the dormitory, though situated in different places, are engaged in the same activities tonight? The following day, Chen Xiao is roused by Li Wenli's exclamation. Oh no, my art exhibition is today. Immediately, a flurry of activity ensues. As Li Wenli hastily dresses, she manages a brief greeting to Chen Xiao before rushing out of the dormitory. Chen Xiao is left speechless, aside from enjoying the captivating view. He realizes he has yet to engage in his morning workout. Reluctantly, he descends the stairs for a proper exercise session. Upon stepping outside, he encounters the neighboring strong guy. What were you doing in bed last night? Practicing some sort of martial arts? Chen Xiao retorts. Get back to work. I'm off for a run. The strong guy shakes his head and calls after him. If all else fails, find a girlfriend, or you'll end up like a ship turned to ashes. Chen Xiao nearly twists his ankle on the stairs, muttering to himself that the strong guy never lifts a finger to help. There are noticeably fewer individuals exercising in the winter. November in Jining is not particularly cold, but the absence of visible bare legs has rendered many reluctant to rise from their beds. Chen Xiao's presence, however, draws the attention of several young women. Yet, his aura seems to instill a sense of intimidation, creating an inexplicable pressure that keeps them at bay. Many attribute this to the burly men surrounding the handsome figure. After completing his run, Chen Xiao heads to Shuilin Yuan for a warm shower. After enjoying a moment of intimacy with Yu Mengqi in his cozy bed, he returns to school. Today marks Li Wenli's personal art exhibition, an event she has meticulously prepared for over a year. Chen Xiao had promised to attend, especially after her fervent efforts the previous night. Contemplating this, Chen Xiao calls Lin Yinyu. Hello, Yinyu. Please come to school and attend a personal art exhibition at the Arts Building. Help me capture a few pictures of the artwork. Sure, boss. I'll be there shortly. As Chen Xiao arrives, numerous professors from the School of Arts have gathered to witness Li Wenli's exhibition. By the time he arrives, she has already shared her creative concepts and expressions of gratitude. The crowd begins to disperse. Some engage in discussions while others snap photos. There is even a reporter from a local radio station present. Wandering through the exhibition, Chen Xiao's gaze suddenly lands on a painting in a highly visible spot. The artwork depicts a man seemingly dressing while running, with a black car in the foreground and the backdrop of the cafeteria. Chen Xiao is left speechless. While others perceive the figure as merely putting on clothes, he knows all too well that it is he, attempting to cover his head with a garment. This artwork depicts a moment shortly after one's rebirth, evidently leaving a profound impression on Li Wenli. Otherwise, it would not be rendered with such exquisite detail, evoking a sense of carefree exuberance and youthful vigor. Observing Chen Xiao admiring the painting, Li Wenli smiled subtly from a distance, playfully winking at him. After approximately 40 minutes of exploration, having nearly surveyed every piece, the institution commenced the auction. Li Wenli's artistic prowess is remarkable, yet as a junior student lacking renown. Her work naturally commanded a modest starting price of merely 500 yuan. Even at this low entry point, it was beyond the reach of typical students. The attendees included several professionals from society, along with representatives from various small galleries. Among them was a portly gentleman whose gaze towards Li Wenli was tinged with ulterior motives. As soon as the host announced the bidding, he boldly offered 5,000 yuan, instantly stunning the audience. To sell a student's painting for 5,000 yuan was an extraordinary feat. Sensing the astonishment in the room, the man appeared quite pleased with himself. Exclaiming his admiration for Li Wenli's creative spirit and expressing hope for future exchanges. Chen Xiao, speechless, thought it audacious to make such a claim for 5,000 yuan. He discreetly signaled Lin Yinju, indicating an intention to bid 10,000. However, Lin Yinju seemed to believe that 10,000 did not align with their stature, and promptly declared, "I bid 100,000. The reactions were electric. A wealthy patron, they whispered. While one person offered 5,000, she countered with 100,000. Was there some hidden agenda? It was unfathomable for a student's painting to fetch such a sum. Even the professors and teachers present were taken aback, as their own works seldom reached such heights. Li Wenli could scarcely believe her ears. Could her painting truly be worth 100,000? The host was momentarily stunned, collecting himself after a brief silence. 100,000. Going once, is there a higher bid? The crowd thought, isn't that a redundant question? 100,000 is already exorbitant. Surely there are not that many fools in the world. The portly gallery owner felt a surge of frustration, but was constrained by his financial limitations. Awkwardly watching as his earlier comments about future exchanges became a mere jest, Chen Xiao remarked, "Such a magnificent painting, 100,000, seems rather modest. It must be worth at least 200,000. The crowd murmured, "Who is this person? Does he even understand art? Doesn't he realize that at a certain level, fame is essential? Surely, you are not from the fine arts department?" Someone chuckled. Lin Yinju interjected, "I find your argument compelling. Let us raise the bid by another 100,000. I bid 200,000. The crowd calculated that while there are indeed few fools in the world, they had not anticipated encountering one so naive. No one else was bidding. Was it permissible to raise the price oneself? Li Wenli glanced at the striking woman, then at Chen Xiao, suddenly grasping the situation. 200,000 once, 200,000 twice. Is there a higher offer? 200,000 three times sold. The host promptly struck the gavel, anxious that the woman might reconsider. Lin Yinyu paid without hesitation, dispelling the doubts of all present. This was a genuine expenditure. I had assumed it was mere bravado. Truly, she is an impressive figure. However, I wonder what a woman so affluent and beautiful does for a living. How wonderful it would be if she were my girlfriend. Alas, how many dishes are there to drink to such excess? In the subsequent auction, most items were acquired by Lin Yinyu, with only a few pieces being purchased by genuine enthusiasts. As for the portly gentleman, he was targeted by Chen Xiao and ended up with nothing. Just before the conclusion, Chen Xiao leaned towards Lin Yinyu and whispered, "Inform those who purchased the paintings that you are willing to buy them back at a high price, as long as they are works by Li Wenli." "Understood," Lin Yinyu replied. After Chen Xiao finished, he stepped outside for smoke. Lin Yinyu then announced, "I shall buy back any paintings by Li Wenli without limit, starting at 50,000 per piece." The exhibition hall instantly buzzed with excitement. "Madam, I am associate professor in the oil painting department. I have an exhibition next week. Might you have time to attend?" "Apologies, but I'm only interested in Li Wenli's works," she replied. A voice from the crowd asked, "I have just acquired a painting. Would you be interested?" Lin Yinyu smiled. "Yes, please send over your car number." Once this transaction was successfully completed, the others ceased to sell. Many rushed forward to schedule appointments with Li Wenli, offering sums of 30,000 and 50,000. Li Wenli quickly declined. "I'm sorry, everyone, but after the exhibition, I need to rest for a while." The crowd inquired, "Miss Li, when will you paint again?" Li Wenli replied, "That depends on my state of mind. It could be soon, or it may take a few months." She was not being aloof. She simply could not be certain, as much depended on Chen Xiao. If he took an interest, she would have little time to paint. "May I take a moment of your time for an interview?" "Oh, certainly. Let's go to our studio." Li Wenli was destined to be quite busy that day. Chen Xiao, not waiting for her, instructed Lin Yinyu to return to the company with the paintings. He wanted the one related to him hung in his office, while the others were to be displayed at home. Chen Xiao then returned to his dormitory. To his surprise, Xiao Ji had returned, and he had undergone a significant transformation. His hair was impeccably styled, and he bore the scent of high-end perfume. On the table lay a box of freshly unwrapped premium cigarettes. His clothing was evidently brand new, and Chen Xiao could not recognize the brand or its price, as he never concerned himself with such details. "Xiao Ji, you're back. Come, let us smoke," Chen Xiao said. "Your mother would scold me if she knew you hadn't secured any work for tomorrow, would she not?" Xiao Ji shivered at the reminder, realizing that his current situation was all thanks to Chen Xiao's arrangements. "Ha ha ha, Brother Xiao, I was just joking. Don't be angry. Please smoke," Xiao Ji said, extending the cigarettes towards him, which Chun Xiao finally accepted. What is this? You seem to have found yourself a companion. Haven tea you? Cough, cough. It's not quite like that. It's mainly a mutual affection, Xiao Ji replied. How old is she? Can she handle herself? Xiao Ji excitedly retorted, You underestimate me. Our friends are all young and beautiful. Chun Xiao scoffed in disbelief. Xiao Ji promptly produced his business card, which notably featured a photograph. Chun Xiao initially glanced at it casually, but upon noticing the substantial amount of money depicted, his eyes widened in astonishment. What on earth? Is that Yin Yin? He exclaimed. How'd she end up with Xiao Ji? It appeared that previous partner He Sheng and the current Bai Haonan had convened a meeting, during which Bai Haonan introduced his wife to Xiao Ji. Goodness, have these three become in-laws? Chun Xiao coughed. So Bai Haonan introduced you? Xiao Ji replied, Oh no, it wasn't Mr. Bai's arrangement. The company assigned the task randomly. Only then did Chun Xiao realize that even if Bai Haonan were somewhat oblivious, he would not intentionally seek someone to betray himself. Xiao Ji, you should keep your distance from Bai Haonan in the future. Consider this a friendly warning. However, Xiao Ji was oblivious to the caution. Bai Haonan was the boss, wielding control over the fortunes of all part-time workers. Xiao Ji could barely afford a meal costing 5 yuan, yet here he was, encountering affluent women who could easily spend tens of thousands. There was no way he would relinquish such an opportunity. He had no desire to toil through the night for a meager bowl of rice anymore. If I am to sell myself, why not fetch a good price? He mused. Xiao Ge, are you perhaps envious of my newfound wealth? Chun Xiao retorted, I swear. He intended to offer more advice, but it seemed Xiao Ji would not grasp reality without experiencing some hardship. Very well, I wish you great fortune, Brother Ji. Xiao Ji beamed at this, as if it were the first time Chun Xiao had affectionately referred to him as Brother Ji. Haha, thank you, rest assured. I won't forget you, and I'll keep an eye out for those young beauties, Xiao Ji assured. Chun Xiao replied, I truly appreciate it. No need for thanks. In Yindu, Wang Ju dismissed 2 maids from the room, then lit a cigarette, reclining on the bed. As he watched the smoke curl upward, his thoughts seemed to drift away with it. Born in a luxury and privilege, everything in his life had been meticulously arranged by his family. His abilities were unremarkable. He possessed no exceptional qualities, yet simply by being his father's son, he was destined to inherit the family legacy, standing at the pinnacle of the social hierarchy. Thus, throughout his life, he had little ambition, as no matter how hard he worked, he could not earn more than what was already bestowed upon him. Maintaining the Wang family's grand enterprise was all that mattered. Consequently, he had long since surrendered his soul to indulgence, cigarettes, alcohol, women, and all manner of opulence. This lifestyle eventually took a toll on his health, leading him to dismiss the maids within mere minutes. Reflecting on his youth, he recalled being the most valiant one aboard every cruise, eliciting a sense of nostalgia. Unlike now, when he could only languish within his own world. Master, Wang Ju lazily turned his head. Typically, when he was in a contemplative state, Akin would refrain from disturbing him. What has happened now? He inquired. After a moment's hesitation, Akin replied, Huang Fuhong has escaped. What? How could he possibly escape? Who was watching him? Wang Ju exclaimed in shock. After the incident during the last live broadcast, when Chun Xiao had subtly maneuvered things, he had been particularly vigilant. He had already dispatched people to monitor Huang Fuhong and his family, staring at the person who had been knocked unconscious and locked in a room. He was finally released today. Damn it! Wang Ju cursed under his breath, knowing without a doubt that it was Chun Xiao's doing. Unsurprisingly, he had likely sold his shares in Ice City 3 construction to Chun Xiao as well. Yes, indeed. Wang Ju clenched his teeth, feeling a wave of frustration welling up within him. Huang Fuhong had fled abroad, although Wang Ju could not do anything about it. He simply did not wish to rely on that power. Sighing deeply, he muttered, forget it, after all. I still hold about 20% of the shares in Ice City 3 construction. I can still annoy him. Azon, what is wrong? Is there something else? Wang Ju inquired. Well, not really anything major, just some minor tricks. You should prepare yourself, my lord, Azon replied. Wang Ju was momentarily taken aback. What's going on? Speak up. Do you really want to hear it? Azon asked. Wang Ju nodded. What is the harm in listening? Do you think there is anything Wang Ju, would shy away from hearing? Reluctantly, Azon continued, very well then. It's about Ice City 3 construction. After Chun Xiao became the major shareholder, he dismissed all personnel in the real estate sector and established a network literature department. Wang Ju was taken aback. Has Chun Xiao lost his mind? Real estate is the most profitable sector right now. Azon pressed on. My lord, this is aimed directly at you. Wang Ju, confused, asked, aimed at me. What do you mean? Well, he has lured many authors with high-priced guarantees, including several prominent figures. Every villain they write about is named Wang Ju, Azon revealed. Wang Ju was utterly bewildered. What are they called? Azon replied. They are all called Wang Ju. Wang Ju exclaimed, what? This scoundrel is utterly despicable. I intended to annoy him, but he struck first. He still hasn't realized the gravity of the situation. Please calm down, my lord. I am having the public relations department handle it, Azon assured him. Wang Ju chuckled. Isn't it just a case of sharing a name? What is there to be concerned about? Azon was speechless, my lord. These online authors wield considerable influence. Your name is now trending. Wang Ju exclaimed, what the hell? Bring me a computer so I can see. Yes. When the computer was brought over, Wang Ju casually opened several forums, only to find discussions about him everywhere. Wang Ju, this fool, seduced his sister-in-law, utterly perverse. I heard he didn't even spare the dog in the end. Are you reading the one by the rural overlord? In this story, Wang Ju even dares to eat feces and takes pleasure in it. Goodness, in this historical tale, Wang Ju is a eunuch, treated like a dog by a tyrant every day. Ha ha ha. Who is this Wang Ju? Why are all the prominent villains named after him? I don't know, but with a name like that, he doesn't seem like a good person at all. The more Wang Ju read, the angrier he became, his head buzzing. The power of initial internet bullying was something he could hardly withstand. I can't take this. Azon, startled, exclaimed, my lord. What is wrong? Call an ambulance. Chapter 328. Announcement. Azon felt somewhat exhausted, thinking to himself, I told you not to listen, yet you insisted. Truly, you are both inexperienced and eager to hear. The now pale Wang Ju was swiftly taken to the emergency room. The doctor was the same one as before. Upon seeing Wang Ju, a sense of dread enveloped him. Why had this individual returned? Deep within, he was exceedingly fragile. The last time he had been rescued, a person named Chun Xiao had sent flowers, which incited his ire and led to a prolonged reprimand from his superiors, ultimately costing him the opportunity for year-end commendation. Alas, who could argue with someone of such formidable connections? The doctor sighed, steeling himself to embark on the rescue mission. After a strenuous battle, Wang Ju's vital signs finally stabilized, allowing the doctor to breathe a sigh of relief. Just as he exited the emergency room, he spotted an individual holding flowers outside. The doctor immediately became alert. Who are you? He inquired. The son of Wang Ju, who had been estranged from his father for many years, had come upon hearing the news of his father's admission to the emergency room. It was a poignant realization of the value of familial bonds. Thus, he approached the door with flowers in hand, torn between the desire to enter and the weight of years apart, when he encountered the doctor. The doctor furrowed his brow and declared, You must leave at once. Mr. Wang does not wish to see you. With a heavy heart, Wang Ju's son sighed and resolved. Very well, I shall not return to this household. He turned and departed, his silhouette radiating an indescribable loneliness. In the ward, Wang Ju gradually regained consciousness. Akin quickly interjected, Master, you must not dwell on unhappy thoughts. I have informed the young master of your condition. He said he would come to see you today. Oh, Wang Ju's eyes brightened. After years of estrangement, was his son finally willing to mend their relationship? This was indeed a matter worthy of celebration. I must recover my health. I cannot allow my son to worry. Akin rejoiced, exclaiming, It is wonderful that you think this way, master. Wang Ju nodded in agreement. Before long, the doctor entered, visibly pleased to see Wang Ju awake. Mr. Wang, you have regained consciousness. Rest assured, I will eliminate all factors detrimental to your well-being. Just outside, a foolish young man with flowers attempted to disturb you, and I promptly sent him away. Akin interjected, What did he look like? The doctor pondered momentarily before responding, I cannot recall clearly. He appeared rather disheveled, with a mole at the corner of his left eye, quite unattractive, to be honest. And wait, Mr. Wang? Suddenly, various life-monitoring devices emitted sharp alarms. Akin felt his blood pressure nearing a breaking point. He pointed at the doctor and demanded, You better start the resuscitation immediately. If he does not survive, I will ensure your entire family pays the price. The doctor stood speechless, wondering how this was his fault. Quick, activate the heart pacemaker. Early that morning, Chun Xiao arrived at the company. Tung Xiao Capital had accumulated a staggering $6 billion in Atlantic Capital Group stocks. Today marked the commencement of a rise in Atlantic Capital Group's stock prices. Chun Xiao's holdings had also met the disclosure threshold. Without the slightest hesitation, he instructed his subordinates to make the announcement as per regulations. Before long, his phone buzzed with activity. The first call came from Yin Bingxin. Hello, have you invested in Atlantic Capital Group? Yes, what of it? Am I not allowed to buy your stock? That's not it, Yin Bingqin clarified. Why are you investing in this? Is there some market trend I should know about? I might want to invest too. Chen Xiao cautioned, I advise against it. You may not be able to handle it. Yin Bingqin responded, then I shall invest alongside you, which will ensure I can manage it. Chen Xiao chuckled softly. I won't divulge how to operate. Yin Bingqin, feeling speechless, remarked, you stingy one, you won't even let me in on the profits. All right. I advise you to mind your own business and focus on completing my real estate project, Yin Bingqin said with a face full of sorrow. Okay, I understand, goodbye. She huffed before hanging up the phone angrily. A smirk played at the corners of Chen Zhao's mouth. If I manage to retrieve Jining Pharmaceutical for you, how will you express your gratitude? Just as the call ended, Yin Ziyuan's personal number rang. Chen Xiao shook his head, thinking about the father-daughter duo. I merely wish to earn some money, without entangling personal grievances. Hello, Chairman Yin. What brings you to call me today? Yin Ziyuan laughed heartily. Haha, Chairman Chen. Your generous investment in our company warrants a call of gratitude from me. Haha, Chairman Yin, you flatter me. This is merely standard financial practice, devoid of personal motives. Oh, so, Mr. Chen has confidence in the future development of my Atlantic Group? Chen Xiao smiled. Chairman Yin, you must understand, I am not one for long-term investments. Yin Ziyuan thought to himself, this fellow is quite straightforward. No problem, a short-term outlook is acceptable. When will you come over for a visit? Yinyin has been clamoring to meet you. Chen Xiao felt speechless. How shameless of you. Your daughter is still so young. Oh, my apologies, Chairman Yin. Yinyin is indeed charming. But I believe she should be playing with children her own age. Yin Ziyuan paid no heed to the implications in Chen Zhao's words. Children grow quickly. In the blink of an eye, she'll be all grown up. Chen Xiao thought, this old fellow is truly impervious to reason. You're absolutely right. But I must attend a meeting shortly. Next time, I shall treat you to dinner. Haha, it's a deal. Indeed a deal. Farewell. After hanging up, Chen Xiao muttered, what nonsense. Now, Yin Ziyuan chuckled, anticipating the moment he would sell off his shares in Atlantic Capital Group, envisioning how long his face would be then. To avoid disturbances, Chen Xiao turned off his phone. Yin Yu, inform anyone who calls the office that I am unavailable. Understood, boss. With that, Chen Xiao settled in, ready to face the day as the stock market opened. As expected, Atlantic Capital Group's shares surged at the opening. Tung Xiao Capital continued to buy in accordance with their established plan, further elevating the stock price of Atlantic Capital Group. Yin Ziyuan, seated in his office, wore a broad smile. Chen Xiao possesses remarkable insight. Yin remarked, indeed, I knew from the moment I met him that he was extraordinary. It's a pity, alas. There hasn't been an opportunity. Yin Ziyuan glanced at Yin and advised, you should exercise restraint lately and avoid stirring up any public controversy. This round of stock price increases is crucial. The amount one can profit from the market depends on how high the stock can rise. Father, I have been quite well-behaved recently. You need not worry. Yin Ziyuan observed her in silence, recalling how, during a crisis, it was Yin's mother, Lu Mei, who had extended a helping hand. They had ended up together, but he never anticipated they would produce such a character. Yin's behavior had become excessively outrageous, to the point where Yin Ziyuan could hardly bear to witness it. Yet, she remained unrepentant, having been frivolous since childhood, enduring countless slaps without ever learning her lesson. Yin Ziyuan felt powerless in the face of her defiance. Chapter 329. Diving into fortune with concern etched on his face, Yin Ziyuan remarked, this time, I'm serious. If you create a scene at a critical moment, do not blame me, your father, for turning my back on you. Despite her rebellious spirit, Yin felt a tinge of fear towards Yin Ziyuan. All right, Dad, can I at least take a trip abroad? She inquired. Yin Ziyuan nodded. After all, abroad, they were strangers to one another, making it the safest option. Yes, go ahead. After a day of relentless effort, although the stock price of the Atlantic Capital Group saw a significant increase, Tung Xiao Capital still reaped substantial profits, with total holdings reaching 10 billion, accounting for 5% of the Atlantic Capital Group's market value. The following period would be dedicated to a slow and steady accumulation of wealth. Chen Xiao finished work punctually and returned to his dormitory, where he found Xiao Ji packing. Curiosity piqued. He asked, what are you up to? Xiao Ji shot him a knowing glance, but offered no reply. As Chen Xiao contemplated which lovely lady to accompany him for dinner, Xiao Ji's phone rang. Hello, Ma Yijia. I'm no longer at your service. Stop calling me, he said brusquely before hanging up. Chen Xiao couldn't help but applaud him. Bravo, Ji brother. Xiao Ji chuckled, pulling out a stack of cash from his bag and slamming it onto the table. Look, I got money. He casually pulled out 10,000 yuan in cash. a rare sight among students of this era. The vibrant notes elicited admiration from everyone. Stacked together, they created a striking visual impact. However, Chun Xiao remained unfazed, as he had a backpack brimming with cash in his cabinet, conveniently accessible whenever he needed it. Wow, that's a lot of money, he commented deliberately. Xiao Ji felt pleased, as Chun Xiao was the wealthiest among them, and receiving his praise was undoubtedly gratifying. It's decent enough, just taking out some to spend. In reality, Xiao Ji had only 20,000 yuan in total. Not long after, Liu Xian returned and scoffed at the money on Xiao Ji's desk. What is the point of flaunting such a small amount? Xiao Ji retorted, hey, have you ever made this much? You wouldn't earn it even if you delivered takeout for 6 months. Liu Xian, feeling challenged, defended himself, claiming that his full-time delivery workers could easily earn several thousand a month, and a top performer could make over 10,000. Damn it, I could out-earn you with just a month of deliveries. Xiao Ji clearly doubted him. To him, delivering food was merely a means to support one's studies. It was hard to believe anyone could earn a fortune from it. Get lost. You're just jealous. Jealous? Huh. Liu Xian nearly laughed in exasperation. All right. Let us not hinder Xiao Ji from diving into fortune, Liu Xian said, albeit a bit bewildered. Wait, diving into what? I'm just going to get a passport to travel abroad, Xiao Ji clarified. Liu Xian grimaced. With your demeanor, how could you possibly go abroad? I might as well head to Mars. No one should stop me. Xiao Ji, in exasperation, grabbed his neatly packed suitcase and stormed out of the dormitory. Chun Xiao chuckled, saying, be careful not to underestimate Xiao Ji. He might actually be going abroad. What? He's going abroad? The guy can barely afford a meal, let alone travel overseas. Lucien in doze. You weren't around recently. If I hadn't occasionally bought him some food, he would have been buried under 3 feet of grass by now. Chun Xiao replied, times change. We are all young. There's no reason someone couldn't earn a living anywhere. Liu Xian nodded in agreement. Indeed, as long as one puts in the effort, success will follow. But is he really that diligent? Chun Xiao smiled. Everyone has their own arena. He may not seem industrious at times, but perhaps he's sweating it out and working hard in his own lane. Skeptical, Liu Xian chose not to continue discussing Xiao Ji. By the way, when will the funds be in place? Everything is ready. We just need the money. Chun Xiao replied, there's no rush for the funds. The investors are currently tied up with some matters. I'll reach out to them once they're free. All right, let's expedite this. We have personnel on standby, and the cost pressure is mounting. They're eager to get to work. Understood, Liu. I'll make it happen. Haha. Come on. Tonight, Liu will treat you to dinner. With a beautiful lady waiting, you should go alone. Curse it. Prioritizing beauty over friendship. That evening, the return of Zhang Ting, the most renowned host from Jining University, caused quite a stir. Her fame had risen to rival that of campus star Zheng Enki, as she had just become the host of a hit variety show on a provincial channel. Her popularity soared, propelling her into the ranks of top-tier hosts. In light of this, the broadcasting and hosting department organized a special meet and greet for Zhang Ting, even hosting a sumptuous banquet. However, as she basked in the limelight, her phone buzzed with a message, causing her expression to shift instantly. I apologize to all the leaders, teachers, and classmates. I have an urgent matter and must leave early tonight. I hope you enjoy your meal. This gathering was specifically arranged for her, and now this central figure was set to depart prematurely. Wang Yilong, the chair of the student council for the broadcasting and hosting department, stood up and said, Ting Ting, look at how many teachers and leaders came for you. Isn't this a bit inappropriate? Song Ting Fraunet, Wang Yilong. I would appreciate it if you refer to me by my full name. We are not that familiar. Wang Yilong, taken aback, turned slightly pale. The department head stood up and remarked, we must understand. After all, Zhang Ting is now a celebrity. I recall that Deputy Director Liu from the provincial channel is in charge of your program. We should arrange a meal together one day. It would be a great boost for our school. Zhang Ting smiled. Thank you, Director. When we do have a meal, please let me know, and I'll invite the director as well. The more, the merrier. The department head nodded. Zhang Ting glanced at the crowd, slightly bowing her head. I am truly sorry, but I have a very important matter to attend to. I will treat everyone later. My apologies. With that, she exited the banquet hall and hurried toward the sports field. Chun Xiao, I've come to keep you company while you stargaze. Chun Xiao smiled. Did I disrupt your plans? Zhang Ting replied, not at all. I just returned and have nothing pressing. Chun Xiao scrutinized her closely. Zhang Ting's poise seemed even more refined than before. High heels, black stockings, a body-hugging skirt, a light blue shirt, and cascading brown curls exude an air of elegance and allure. Isn't it chilly to wear so little? Zhang Ting had arrived in haste, leaving no time for a change of attire. Not at all, Chen Xiao responded with a gentle smile, playfully insisting, "It must be cold. Come, let me embrace you." As the crowd at the stadium thinned, Zhang Ting gradually settled into Chen Xiao's arms. In that moment, he was enveloped by the sensation of soft warmth. Her presence adorned with a mature and captivating fragrance. Taking a deep breath, he inhaled a subtle hint of creaminess, utterly intoxicating. Chapter 330. A rainy night for starlight. This night presented a splendid opportunity for stargazing and moonwatching. A delicate veil of mist shrouded the stars, creating an ethereal ambience. Suddenly, as if a great hand had parted the clouds, glimmers of starlight emerged, radiating a soft blush. Chen Xiao found himself lost in the beauty of the scene. It is often said that stars blink, a notion he initially dismissed. Yet, as the clouds dispersed, revealing the heavens, he observed them indeed twinkling with a rhythmic cadence. Zhang Ting, unaware of the phenomenon, received Chen Xiao as patient explanations, acquiring a wealth of knowledge in the process. After sitting for an extended period, Zhang Ting's legs began to tingle. Chen Xiao assisted her to her feet and escorted her back to the dormitory, quickening his pace thereafter. A rumble of thunder echoed, and the night's rain compelled the returee to run heedlessly, unable to escape the fate of being drenched. Once everything was in order, Chen Xiao reclined on his bed. The downpour was so torrential that it hardly sufficed to describe it. It felt as if the heavens were intent on washing away the sins of the world. Yet some transgressions leave indelible marks. Take Wang Ju, for instance. Still confined to the intensive care unit, all his misdeeds had been meticulously documented. On the deck of the yacht at Qian Lake, Chen Xiao stood resolutely in a high-end wool coat and black leather shoes, facing the wind. Behind him were a pair of identical twin sisters clad in stylish attire and a discreet man in a tattered leather jacket. "Boss, everything has been organized, with this evidence. He escaped justice for 20 years. Chen Xiao nodded. "Yes, let us take him in. This matter must reach its conclusion." "Understood." And Zhong departed silently, delivering all materials to the relevant authorities, then awaited Wang Ju's fate. Chen Xiao turned with a smile. "Let us go. A tour around the Magic City." "Yes, boss." After his command, he entered the cabin. Inside, the warmth enveloped him, and Lin Yinran helped him out of his coat. Settling into the luxurious, plush sofa, he savored exquisite Hong Pao tea, comfortably propping up his legs, his mood thoroughly relaxed. Each company was managed well, and the financial market was progressing smoothly. His trip to the Magic City had initially been a spur-of-the-moment decision, but upon reflection, he remembered that Bailan had promised him a Bugatti, conveniently on the route to retrieve it. At Binhai Elegant Residence, Su Tang, having completed her tasks, seized a moment to visit Xia Yudi's home. As expected, it was the nanny who answered the door. Su Tang managed Chen Xiao's personal affairs, ensuring every servant recognized her. "Good day, Ms. Su. Is Xia Yudi home?" "Yes. She is upstairs playing games." "All right. You may continue with your duties." "Of course." Su Tang surveyed the surroundings, finding the house clean and orderly, which left her quite satisfied with the servant. However, her visit today was not for such trivial matters. The evaluation of each servant's performance was the responsibility of a designated personnel from the logistics department. Su Tang's purpose today was to have a conversation with Xia Yudi. She ascended the stairs leisurely and gently knocked on the door of the gaming room. "Who is it? Come in." Xia Yudi, engrossed in her game, hardly had time to turn around. "It's me, Su Tang." Xia Yudi paused, quickly exiting the game and hastily informing her fans in the live stream. "Something urgent has come up. I apologize for ending the stream." She then closed the stream entirely. Friends of Chen Xiao were aware that there were matters he might overlook. Yet they knew Su Tang would not let things slide so easily. Both Xia Yudi and Shi Yunru regarded Su Tang with a hint of trepidation, for she had an uncanny ability to identify vulnerabilities and exploit them. Most importantly, Chen Xiao placed unwavering trust in her. Su Tangye regere. Xia Yudi exclaimed as she opened the door, greeting her warmly. Su Tang nodded, taking in the gaming room before smiling and saying, "You play quite well. I'm a fan of yours." "Ah, you flatter me. I'm just playing casually," Xia Yudi replied bashfully. "Staying cooped up in the house for too long isn't good. Shall we go for a walk?" Su Tang suggested. "All right, let us go." On the hillside of Binhai Elegant Garden, Xia Yudi followed closely behind Su Tang, breathlessly managing her breathing. "Su Tangye, klimbing is evosting. Su Tang post, exhaling softly." "Let's take a break." Xia Yudi instantly brightened, her face lighting up with an adorable smile. "Hee hee." Then Su Tang added, "Yudi, I found a few teachers for you. They will come to your home for lessons. Huh? What kind of teachers? Xia Yudi inquired, intrigued. Su Tang pondered for a moment. They cover various fields: economics, psychology, education, and so forth. Xia Yudi replied, but I can barely manage the specialized courses at school. And with so many additional classes, when would I have time to play games? Observing her troubled expression, Su Tang chuckled. Yudi, have you considered that when you and Chen Xiao have children, will you teach them to play games every day? Even if they become world champions, what of it? Their child could effortlessly acquire a top-tier club. Being a wealthy wife is not as simple as it seems. Do you understand my point? As an undergraduate, Xia Yudi had never contemplated such complexities. Upon hearing Su Tang's words, she realized that her relationship with Chen Xiao was far from ordinary, as they were not merely typical student lovers. To wear the crown, one must bear its weight. Aspiring to enter the elite circles undoubtedly comes with high barriers to entry. Oh, I understand. Su Tang Jia, she finally replied. Su Tang nodded. You can choose a specialization from among the teachers I've found for you and aim for graduate school. Xia Yudi had never considered pursuing further studies, but Su Tang's suggestion illuminated its necessity. All right, I will work hard. Let us encourage each other. I'm studying too. Okay, well, let us head back. I have a meeting shortly. Call me anytime if you need anything. Okay, Su Tang Jia, take care. After Su Tang departed, Xia Yudi contemplated for a moment, her expression suddenly falling. You big bad guy. Exhausted to the core after a long day, I realized that I could not afford to be idle during the daylight hours. Upon returning home, Xia Yudi gazed at her meticulously arranged esports room and let out a sigh. For the sake of the future, a few sacrifices are indeed necessary. It's time to focus on my studies. Seated in her study, her twin ponytails seemed to droop slightly. Yet she rallied her spirits and earnestly began to read a book. Meanwhile, Chen Xiao had arrived in the bustling metropolis. The Bugatti, recently acquired at auction, had just been delivered. This exquisite sports car, valued at over 30 million, was the only one of its kind in the city. Filled with excitement, Chen Xiao rushed to the auction house to collect his vehicle. However, the staff greeted him with an overly enthusiastic demeanor, saying, I'm sorry, sir, but you cannot take the car just yet. Taken aback, Chen Xiao thought, didn't I already pay for it? Why can't I take it? The staff continued, I apologize, sir, but our boss would like to meet with you. Chen Xiao, feeling frustrated, retorted, absolutely not. I refuse to meet. Chapter 331. Wang Tian, the staff chuckled. I'm afraid you will need to meet him before you can collect your car. Chen Xiao furrowed his brows, contemplating the potential consequences of being obstinate. The staff added, surely, you would like to meet a member of the Wang family? Chen Xiao was momentarily stunned. Your boss is a member of the Wang family? Indeed, was the response. Chen Xiao's interest was piqued. Despite their prolonged engagement, he had never encountered a member of the Wang family. Very well. I shall wait here for him to come and see me. The staff replied, I must report this. Go ahead, Chen Xiao urged. Lei Yong and the others immediately assumed a vigilant stance, aware that they were on unfamiliar territory. The bodyguards dispersed, subtly encircling Chen Xiao. Before long, a middle-aged man clad in white, his hair slick and shiny, donned sunglasses and a cigar, was escorted by a group of imposing foreign bodyguards. As the two factions converged, tensions escalated. Lei Yong frowned and whispered to Chen Xiao, those are members of the dead company. Chen Xiao responded, what on earth? The dead company? The funeral home? Lei Yong clarified, no, their full name is the International Security Group, the largest mercenary organization in Britain, boasting 5,000 employees. The Chinese often refer to them as the dead company. Chen Xiao exclaimed, how on earth does such a name attract recruits? A mercenary group named the dead company? How absurd. However, what connection did the Wang family have with the dead company? Were they contracted for security services? Just as he pondered this, the man in white addressed him. You must be Chen Xiao. Chen Xiao stepped forward. Indeed, and you are? Allow me to introduce myself. You may call me Charles. My Chinese name is Wang Tian. Chen Xiao felt an inexplicable urge to laugh. Mr. Wang, what is the meaning of detaining my car? Wang Tian smiled, revealing a mouth full of vividly colorful teeth, leaving Chen Xiao astounded. Wealthy, no doubt, but who had ever seen someone adorned with gemstone-encrusted teeth? Such eccentricity.